Something. Oh, yeah, it's the Raw Wrap Up, guys. What's up? It's Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter, live from the Mayhem Studios, doing the Google Hangout from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as part of the WrestlingMayhemShow.com, brought to you in part by our friends at PittsburghWrestling.com. Go check out some great stuff from IWC, including, guys, hey, apparently we'll have a DVD in several months with a guy that was on tonight, Kevin Nash, who's going to be joining us in Meadville at IWC's Night of Superstars. In April, IWCWrestling.com for info on that. But with me, let me introduce my Raw Wrap-Up live panel tonight. Of course, from Poughkeepsie, New York, is Mad Mike at MadMike483 on the Twitters. How you doing tonight, sir?
Raw remembered how to do a go-home show.
That's a reunion. We brought back the writers that know how to write things.
I assume it's all Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's probably true, too. That's probably true, too. Here, hold this script, Paul. Also with us, also from Pittsburgh, PA, he's the friend in the mainstream media and also proprietor of mainstreammat1t.blogspot.com. Great write-ups over there. It's Matt Carlins. How you doing, man?
I'm super duper, and don't forget, at Ascension Quotes, the Ascension actually gave me a quote tonight.
I forget what it is, though.
Let me find it. I forgot what it was. Introduce Bobby.
Also with us from Johnstown, PA, is Bobby F.J. Town on the Twitters.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited about Royal Rumble.
Hi. You know, it was so funny, and we got to get this out of the way, and I want to talk a little bit more about this probably tomorrow when we get to Indie Mayhem Show on WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We had a Raw Alternative happening at the same time, which was a live stream Smart Mark was putting on. A lot of great stuff in Smash Wrestling, Absolute Intense Wrestling we love up in Cleveland, and, of course, our own Eamon was represented on commentary on the Inspire Pro match, contributed to that, which I thought was a great initiative. But man, it's like they programmed against it.
They ran into a buzzsaw tonight. But I will say, for their part, at least when I was checking, the Raw Alternative YouTube feed was doing a pretty solid 1,100 to 1,200 live viewers.
That is
entire night. And that's pretty good.
Hey, Raw Alternative accomplished what I wanted it to do tonight. Mia Yim knows I exist by proxy.
By proxy.
Favorited a tweet I was mentioned in.
Well, there you go. There you go. But, of course, Raw tonight, like we said, pretty amazing. The best Raw that had minimal wrestling I've had in a long time.
It was the on-ramp to the road to WrestleMania.
It is. It's the on-ramp. It's the on-ramp. The interchange.
We're just waiting to merge into Sunday. That's what's going on right now.
That's right. Got to pay that toll. You're $9.99.
Nice.
And then we'll be moving into the fast lane in February.
I hope that actually meant WWE Network got the rights to the Bill Bellamy and Tiffany Amber Thiessen not sitcom, but show.
What it is they had that trademark sitting around from the John Cena iOS racing game that nobody plays anymore. And they're like, let's make it a pay-per-view, you know. Somebody left the Elimination Chamber out in the rain and it's rusted and they can't use it anymore. Anyways, so Raw tonight. It was the Raw reunion. Let's touch on that first. And I think this is the most significant gathering of people, because when's the last time you did have just about every significant member of the initial NWO and the Clique and D-Generation X? Yes, I know there's a lot of crossover there, and they got to do stuff. You had the bonus of the APA. Of course, New Age Outlaws were added on at the last minute, you know.
I gotta say, APA got the biggest pop, though.
They did.
Certainly.
Do it in the chat room,
well, but how many times have these other guys come back, at least in part, right? APA, when's the last time you saw APA, especially JBL sitting out there being JBL, not Bradshaw, right? I think that was the greatest. That was the biggest surprise. And shows, and that shows, you know. But I thought it was a really cool moment. Even the stuff they did in the back with Sandow as X-Pac was a lot of fun. And that's what Raw is about. And yes, they play the nostalgia a lot, but it was a lot of fun. If you experience even back as early as the 90s, and I know, and it's really kind of eye-opening, a lot of the conversations we have on any Mayhem show, a lot of these guys, they're like, well, yeah, I started watching Attitude Era, you know. Like, that's when they started. That's their Hulk Hogan moment for a lot of these guys. So they're still popping maybe for tonight. You know, that's, you know, anybody younger, of course, not going to get a lot of this stuff. So
I found my Ascension quote for tonight that they gave me. We were born and bred to rip and shred. Mm-hmm. Yes! More of that.
Isn't
More
that
of that
dialogue,
Ascension.
Isn't that dialogue from No Holds Barred?
I don't care where they're getting it from. That was a solid burn tonight.
I'm okay with a tag team that just does No Holds Barred quotes, or just any bad Hulk Hogan film. Give me some Suburban Commando, give me some Mr. Nanny, that's fine.
I want him to come out and just go Dookie one time into the mic.
But also, we did get a lot. I'm loving the interactions just for our title match with Authority versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. You know, I'm loving. You know, it's a three-way, and it feels like a three-way. It's not just a glorified handicap match against Cena, right? And there's like a faction. Like Authority's a faction, guys. Like this is our corporate ministry of this age, and not as good as back then, but I think it's significant, and it's been for a long time. And you know, I was sad when they left in Survivor Series, and I'm happy they're back.
This is the most options I've felt we've had going into a Royal Rumble for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because I don't like either any of the three men could legitimately win the title match. Legitimately. Cena, Rollins, Lesnar legitimately could win.
This year's Rumble is Baskin-Robbins -1.
Yes.
30 flavors.
30 flavors. Well, all right, no, let's be fair. Adam Rose isn't winning. So 29 flavors.
Hey, okay.
But, like, the Rumble at least has 4 or 5 guys, like, that are legitimate contenders, and there's a couple that could be surprises coming out of nowhere, too. So it's going to be an exciting Rumble, I think. And I love the undercard matches we got booked tonight. That's going to be fun.
Lots of tag matches for the undercard.
Yeah, but that's how the Rumble should be, because most of those guys are going to be in the Rumble match, so you give them a lighter load to work with.
Nobody does double duty at the Rumble, Mike. Did you learn nothing from last year's Rumble when everyone was waiting for Daniel Bryan to come out and he didn't come out? Why? Because he already had a match earlier in the night.
They've already said that some people are going to be doing double duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually feel like somebody did double duty last year too. I can't remember who. Probably
And
somebody from the pre-show.
I want to say
pre-show
Golden
people.
Stardust or Golden Cody.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Because they probably had the pre-show, and actually I think they did have pre-show because I think they took on New Age Outlaws. So.
Yep. And by the way, it worked out just fine for them, Internet. It's going to be okay for the Ascension too.
Right.
People are very worried about the Ascension.
Oh, they got squashed.
This is a trick. This is a trick on the WWE's part to make us love the Ascension. They are tricking us.
It is, and it worked. And we're like, oh, JBL's burying these guys. What's up with this? And what's with these quotes?
You guys remember when the Shield fought the New Age Outlaws? Boy, that really buried them. That really did. That did it.
It's getting this out of everybody thinking they know the internet speak. They think they know what's going on behind the scenes, and really just shows you they have no clue whatsoever what's actually happening. Sit back, enjoy the ride. You can critique and such, but I think for general fans, that's for your Justin LaBars and your Mark Madden's to do. But if you're sitting back and like, we enjoyed that, right? And we're some of the most critical fans of wrestling here amongst this crew, and I think we're having a lot of fun with it.
And plus, once the Ascension beats them, they can say, we beat the New Age Outlaws.
Here's where Raw fails. Raw fails when I'm bored. And I don't know if it's because I had this and I'm simulcasting on my iPad the Raw alternative stuff, talking with you guys. I think we had a lot of great discussions on the Hangout, the private Hangout that we do every Monday. But it was when I'm sitting there, and no, it's no Wrestle Kingdom 9 or anything like that you're going 4 hours and it feels like it was nothing. But sometimes when I look up, it's like, wow, and this has happened in recent weeks too. When I look up and it's like, wow, it's almost 11 already, And I don't know if it's something I'm doing or what, but when it passes like nothing like that, that's my kind of, like, you just really made 3 hours fly by like that. That's good pacing, right?
But at the same time, they can't do that every week.
No, they can't, and it's a lot of pressure to be able to do that. But they need to live up to it if they're going to be in this spot like this. And plus, I think they're getting a lot of pressure because I guess the ratings have been down in recent weeks too. But they've also had a lot of challenges too against like championship games and whatnot. Gotham. You know, and you never know. But it was a lot of fun. The matches we had tonight, we had Daniel Bryan and Wyatt's. It looked like it was pretty good. 3 segments. There was a comment, Mike. Maybe you put this on Twitter. Correct me. But it's something about, you know, hey, the writers, 3 hours is a lot of time to fill. Throwing Daniel Bryan and Wyatt out there just so you don't have to write for 3 segments. Please do that every time.
Well, no, I that wasn't me, but that's the formula they used a lot, like last year and the year before that. If you want a long match, throw Daniel Bryan out there.
And we've had the same thing with our Dean Ambroses and our Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryans and before CM Punks. You know how many 3 segment matches we get with these guys, right? Sometimes they'll be like, oh, it's just Sheamus punching people, you know. And I think they're doing a really good job of mixing it up. Because I've been very avidly watching SmackDown pretty consistently here for probably at least 6 months, if not longer. And they've really worn out of that line of, I saw this Friday, you know, or there's at least a mix on it. It's like, well, at least it's a tag match or something like that. But it doesn't feel like I'm not sitting there saying, why did I even watch Friday? And granted, now, especially this week, and I'm not even counting this week, I'm talking even leading up to this in the past couple months. They're going to bump it up because they moved to a new night. They're going to make it feel like an A show for a little bit until they don't.
Especially if they're not going to be filming Main Event for a while.
Exactly, which is something I learned from you here tonight, that Main Event might be on the outs for a little bit. If not,
because they lost the contract for the overseas, so that's why we're getting a Rumble lottery drawing. When was the last time we had this?
And I love when they pull out creative things like that on network. Like when we had like the out of nowhere, hey, here's the best of Vickie Guerrero. What? After she left.
By the way, Hall of Fame. I'm calling it.
Her? Oh yeah, absolutely. She should be.
No,
absolutely.
this year. This year I'm calling it.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Because I mean, as a man, she's. I don't want to say. Yeah, you know, as far as WWE goes, on TV, she's as influential as Eddie in different ways.
She was there longer than Eddie was.
That's true too. I mean, I'm not going to say she's a Bobby Heenan or anything like that, but very, very big. I mean, Taylor honestly should be in that too.
I'd say apart from Paul Heyman, she was the best manager of the modern era. Apart from Paul Heyman.
We were at a Raw years ago that was overall kind of a dud. It was back at the old Civic Arena here in Pittsburgh. But I think on one night they just pulled Vickie Guerrero out of mothballs for no good reason, paired her up with Edge. And the crowd booed her so loudly you could not hear what she was saying. This was for the entire promo, Sorg. I literally heard nothing Vickie Guerrero said. That's how great she was.
Oh, the venom. That's what I love. But we're getting off topic of Raw tonight. We can get into something like that on Wrestling Mayhem Show, proper on Tuesdays. Ladies match tonight I thought was tremendous. I'm loving this Paige and Natty combination, both on Total Divas and in the ring together. Let's be honest. It's entertaining on both fronts.
I appreciate that we have a Divas match at a pay-per-view where the title is not on the line and it's actually based upon a little bit of a story.
Mm-hmm. Real good. Even watching the last night's episode of Total Divas this evening, Mike, I noticed them sitting in the back and say, "Wow, look what's happening! We got 2 Divas matches on Raw." And I remember I'm looking at it, I see the pink ropes and everything, and I remember about that same time, it was October, I believe. We're saying, "Wow, they're saying exactly what we said too." You know.
Well, yeah, because it's like one for the Divas title, and then one to either further the Bellas feud or further another feud. Like
or say, hey, these guys are in Total Divas, check it out, you know, or something like that.
True.
Which is smart. But still, it's a reason, but they get featured. And the bottom line, they get featured, and that's great. So, also tonight, John Cena, we had Sting, the first...
Sting?
Guys, first time on Monday Night Raw, we had Sting in the flesh walk out on a ramp.
That jacket was awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I love when they first brought it up. It's like, it's a picture of Sting. Oh my God, he's actually here. And you see him walk through the curtain. That girl, which he walked through the wrong part. There's a reason the tape's there in the middle, Sting. I don't know how you did things in WCW. I know TNA was probably just a whatever. But
he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to navigate a properly laid out backstage area in that sort.
Neither does Jericho, because they the arrow.
Oh man, I just love like it's so good because you don't get we've had Sting like a total of 2 times, and each time it's like, oh my god. I try to maintain my composure. I try to be like, it's just Sting. But every time he comes on, I freak out.
But that's exactly how he should be used.
Yes.
Yep.
It's because it's supposed to be special.
It's
like Brock Lesnar. It's like Brock Lesnar. Like when Brock said he was going to come out and he wanted to fight, I thought we might actually see a fucking match.
Yeah.
And that would have blown my mind wide open. I mean, what we got was really damn good anyway. Him destroying the Authority single-handedly. But like...
oh, yeah. When he went on that rampage at the end, oh my god. I'm waiting for him to... I keep getting... Oh my goodness. I had this sense that Triple H was going to be next tonight, but it never ended up happening.
I mean, aren't you you're kind of okay with the idea of Brock Lesnar just destroying everybody in that 3-way?
Yeah, when he hoisted up Kane tonight, I was just like, oh.
But by the way, Brock is German suplexing both of them at the same time, right?
Oh, it's going to be.
That's going to happen. That's clear. Like Cena's going to grab on like a waist lock on Rollins, and Brock's just going to come in and say, "Nope." Lift both of them up over his head at the same time.
I actually have an idea of what I think's going to happen to Triple Threat. I think Heyman's going to turn on Brock and join Seth Rollins. That's what I think.
I do get the sense that Brock has been kind of subtly shifted back more towards the center. I mean, they definitely are making it okay to cheer for Brock again. They're telling you basically, look, Brock is kind of a jerk, but Seth is really a jerk. Really.
Heyman with Seth.
Brock is just kind of like,
Well, it's because of the type of heel they're playing. Like, Brock is just playing the monster. Like, if Brock wants to come out and fight, Brock will come out and fight. Seth Rollins is the guy that weasels away and only takes advantage. Like, that's perfect. That's the way they both should be portrayed. Oh, man. But I don't know if they're going to have Heyman turn on Brock again. Because he did that with the Big Show back in 2002. So I don't think they're going to do that again.
But, I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way, because don't you need to have something in place? Don't you want to keep Heyman around after Brock Lesnar leaves WWE to go back to do whatever he's going to do? You want Heyman to stay. You need to pair him up with somebody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see Heyman with Rollins eventually, but I don't see him turning. Because then it just sets up like another CM Punk Ryback feud, and nobody wants that.
You guys remember that Kofi Kingston stole Jack Swagger's shoe last year?
What?
In the Rumble match.
Oh, jeez.
It just happened. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Oh, and by the way, that kickoff match, the elimination tag with New Day versus Team Brass Ring, apparently, that's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a lot of fun. Because it's 2 teams that are actually working on, tag team maneuvers.
Right. This could be our new, Shield, Wyatt's, Usos, craziness we had, Rhodes Brothers craziness we had.
New Day versus Brass Ring.
Last year we got Wyatt's versus the Shield. This year we get the New Day versus Team Brass Ring. Things are moving in a direction.
It's a new direction. Wait, that's something else. Anyways, guys,
Thursday,
yeah, that's the direction too.
The New Day.
Guys, the wrestling landscape has changed in your watching and what you picked for the rest of the week. Anyways, Raw Wrap Up. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know on Twitter at Mayhem Show. Please let us know in the comments too if you're watching us on the YouTube video, and also if you haven't yet, subscribe to us on Stitcher or iTunes for the audio versions of this. You can look up the Raw Wrap Up on either of those, or the Wrestling Mayhem Show Super Feed to get everything wrestling that we're doing around here in the Mayhem Show banner. And like I said, please check out our friends at PittsburghWrestling.com, the International Wrestling Cartel, as well as the Renegade Wrestling Alliance, Vicious Outcast Wrestling. A lot of guys, look up some of those names on NXT, and some guys that are there that haven't popped up yet, you'll be hearing from soon, are definitely in there, including, hey, there's Best of CM Punk in there, if you missed that guy. Some dude named Phil. I was watching last year, weird aside, I was watching Netflix. They put season 2 of Marin on, and about 3 or 4 episodes in, I was like, oh, there's CM Punk. Look at that. So a little tip there. Also, Scorpion King 4 on Netflix already.
Worth checking out. Oh,
yeah.
and quick shout out to your boy Corey Graves, who was on the Raw pre-show tonight. So
yeah, he's been the last couple weeks, like 3 weeks now, I think.
Good to see. Good to see. Also, friends of the show, Shane Taylor, a Rosebud tonight, and Sammy Guevara, who has been with us in IWC and also has joined NWA Inspired Pro in the past with our boy Eamon down there in Texas. So real good to see some faces there. They'll be up around Philly and everything. So who knows who we'll see around then? He's going to have some wrestlers in Philly, I understand.
And Mia Yim knows I exist.
And Mia Yim knows that Bobby F. J. Town exists. This is going to be a feature. You guys got to start. You know what? You got to start sending each other Instagrams because she's really big on the Instagram too.
Yeah.
So,
well, I follow her.
There you go. There's your girl. There's your girl. Asian Fever, man. Guys, Raw Wrap Up. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Matt Sorgatron for at Mainstream Matt 1T, at Mad Mike 483, and at Bobby F. J. Town. See you next time.
Bye.